Hello, I am Robin Castleberry with the American Public University. Today I am presenting Renewable Energy in the U.S. to Environmental Ethics Summer Session D 2021. During this presentation, we will be covering 4 federal acts that aim to fix the U.S. energy crisis: the Energy Independence and Security Act, the Energy Policy Act, the Public Utility Regulatory Act, and the National Energy Conservation Policy Act. The Energy Independence and Security Act became effective December 19, 2007. The United States Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, is dedicated to developing and implementing this act. This law aims to increase U.S. energy security, develop renewable fuel production, and improve vehicle fuel economy. The underlying worldviews on environmental ethics for this law are mostly human-centered, making it anthropocentric. The law shows that the government sees value in renewable fuel production because of the benefits we receive from it. Therefore, the type of value that this law has for renewable energy production is instrumental. The Energy Policy Act became effective on August 8, 2005. The U.S. EPA is also responsible for enforcing this law. The first line of this act is to ensure jobs for our future with secure, affordable, and reliable energy. As far as renewable energy goes, this law mandates that gasoline in the U.S. contain greater amounts of renewable fuel like ethanol, and the law provided citizens approximately $4.5 billion in tax incentives for renewable energy. From the first line of this act, it shows that it is anthropocentric in nature because the values are centered around the human benefit. I also see it as being anthropogenic because the values like the tax incentives are generated by humans. This figure was retrieved from the U.S. Energy Information Administration website. It depicts electricity generation in the U.S. As you can see, renewable energy made up 21% of all energy production in 2020. The Public Utilities Regulatory Act was signed into law on November 9, 1978. Unlike our first 2 acts, this one is implemented by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. It was enacted to encourage renewable resources and promote competition for electricity generation. It sought to stop the monopoly of energy companies and allow for renewable energy to compete on the market. After the energy crisis in 1973, worldviews in regards to renewable energy shifted slightly, and the government had more social ecological outlook because they recognized how we were interacting with the environment and how those interactions were affecting society. Because of this, I would say that this law is more non-anthropocentric, but I am hesitant to say that they saw the intrinsic value of resources because they certainly recognize the human benefits of energy availability. The National Energy Conservation Policy Act was also signed on November 9, 1978. Congress put the Department of Energy in charge of regularly reviewing all standards along with testing procedures. This law sought to conserve non-renewable energy resources produced in the U.S. and elsewhere without inhibiting beneficial economic growth. One of the main focuses of this law is to produce renewable energy, but to do so without affecting the economy. This indicates that the worldviews seen in this act are anthropocentric because the human benefit is number one. It also is not independent of a valuing subject and is therefore also anthropogenic. Overall, it seems as though no real change with renewable energy will happen unless future laws can change and be written with the intrinsic value of resources in mind. A non-anthropocentric or non-human-centered approach needs to be taken when addressing our environment, or else the human benefit will always outweigh the consequences in the eyes of the government. Please see my references. And thank you for listening today.